Hello students, we will now move on to the last topic of virtual memory management, which is thrashing. Okay, so we know that OS wants to improve CPU utilization, right? Okay, so we also know that in order to improve the CPU utilization, you have to increase the degree of multi-programming, right? In order to improve the utilization of CPU, we have to have multi-programming, right? But there is a problem here. In the main memory, as we have seen the concept of demand paging, yeah, so which is divided into frames, right? And if you increase the degree of multi-programming, then there are many processes that are residing in a main memory. For example, let's say the total capacity of main memory is 10 frames and there are two processes. Okay, so two processes P1 and P2. So both have been given 5 frames each. Okay, 5 frames each. Now let us say that there is P1 wants one more frame to come into the main memory. Okay, so then it is not in the main memory, right? So that is page fault. So let us increase the number of processes P1, P2, P3. So again, these frames are divided by these 3 processes, right? So whenever one of these 3 processes has to come to the main memory, it will not find that required page. So that will result in a page fault. So as in when you increase the number of processes or in turn increase the degree of multi programming, then the possibility of page faults also increases, right? So that is one defect. That is, if you try to improve CPU utilizations by introducing more multi-programming, then it will also result in more fault rates. So you will end up making the CPU work only for swapping and swapping out the pages from the memory onto the disk or from the disk onto the main memory. That is, CPU will not execute any of the instructions. Instead, it is only going to do the swap in swap off process. Okay, so this particular phenomenon is called as thrashing. That is, a process is busy swapping pages in and out of the memory and the disk. That is, CPU is now underutilized. It is not executing any of the instructions. Instead, it is swapping in and swapping out the pages from the memory and the disk. Okay, so it is low CPU utilizations. We need to find how to reduce this trashing. Okay, now so this is a graph. It shows here that if slowly when you try to increase the degree of multi-programming, the CPU utilization also increases. But at one point of time, the moment you try to increase the number of programs or multi-programming, the CPU utilization drastically reduces here. Okay, so this phenomenon is called as thrashing. That is, too much improvement in multi-programming may also result in too many page faults, which is underutilization of CPU. So this process or phenomenon is called as thrashing. Okay, so we have a solution here, working set model. Okay, fine. Okay, so in working set model, I'll take you to an example. I hope that will be clear to you. Okay, now here in working set model, guys, you have a page reference table. Okay, yeah, fine. So these are page reference tables with in particular to one process. Okay, so at a time t, you have something called as delta, okay, which is nothing but a window size of the pages you're taking. So at time t1, this is a working set window. At time t1, you have delta has 10. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So delta is 10. That is, working set window is 10. Now ws is working set. That is, at time t1, the number of active pages are here. How many unique pages you have? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. So you have 5 pages, right? So this means at time t1, 5 frames can be allocated in the main memory. Now at time t2, from here, the working set window is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, delta is going to be 10. Okay, and the working set at time t2, that is a set of active pages, are 3 and 4. So this working set model, it works on locality of reference, that is how close the pages are to each other, locality of reference. Okay, so which means what? If the pages are sitting close by, then there is a possibility that they will be referred to in future, right? So you can keep up the same number of frames. Okay, so there are some parameters here. So as I said, delta is nothing but working set window, and WSS is the set of most recent pages in delta. So you have to be very careful in choosing delta, because if delta is too small, as I spoke, that it is based on locality of reference. So if delta is too small, then you will not take the locality of that process completely. If delta is too large, then you will end up taking localities of other processes, okay, which is not good. If delta is infinite, you will end up taking the locality of the entire program. Okay, so you should be very careful in choosing delta. Now, there is a concept called as D, which is total demand frames. So if you take the summation of all the working active sets, right? So SI is for each of the processes. Okay, so if you add the frames needed for each of the processes based on working set window, you get a value D. Now this D, which is total demand frames, is compared with the maximum number of frames that are present in the main memory. Okay, so if the demand is greater than the frames present in the main memory, then definitely it is thrashing, because there are more number of page faults here. Demand cannot be more than M, then definitely page faults will occur. So in order to make the demand lesser than the number of frames in the main memory, there is one solution, that is you have to suspend one of the processes. So its WSS will be reduced here. That is how you can make D lesser than M. Okay, that is how you can avoid thrashing to some extent. So this is working set model, which depends on locality of reference. Okay, moving on to the next solution. Okay, page fault frequency scheme. Okay, so here we have two metrics here, number of frames in x-axis and page fault rate in y-axis. So we will set two bounds. One is upper bound of page fault and one is lower bound of page fault. Okay, so you all know that if the page fault rate is too high, which means what? The processes need frame. If the page fault rate is too low, which means the process have many frames, that is they already have many frames. So what we do is, so if a particular page fault rate is too high, then what happens is definitely there is a page fault. So we will make that process gain more of frames from the low priority process, or the process that does not require frame. And if the page fault is too low for a particular process, that is it already has lot of frames which it is not using, then this process will lose its frame to some process which requires frames. Okay, so this is based on page fault frequency scheme. Okay, scheme. So this is an upper bound, this is a lower bound. Okay, so if a process goes below the lower bound, then you decrease the number of frames, that is you snatch the frames from it, because it is not going through page fault, right? Okay, if a process is if a process page fault is above the upper bound, that means it is in need of more frames. So you will give more frames to it from the lower bound processes. Okay, so this is one way we can avoid thrashing. I hope this is clear to you all. So in the next videos, we will move on to the next concept of module 4, which is file system. Thank you.